Nowadays, as more and more people are looking for alternatives to feeding the Amazon monster, they are moving away from Goodreads, and in some cases, even Kindle. So, if you want to ditch Goodreads but you still want to track your reads, what are your options? Well, lucky you, you've got me, and I've got too much free time. So I tested some out for you. Welcome back to Spill the Ink with the Bookmark Bulletin, your favorite corner of the internet where books don't just sit pretty on shelves, they practically jump off those shelves with stories to spill. I'm Faith, your caffeine-fueled curator of chaotic reads, bizarre plot twists, and the occasional literary meltdown. From forgotten paperbacks to hyped-up hardcovers, I'll be dissecting pages with questionable opinions, wild theories, and an unapologetic love for the smell of old books. So grab your beverage of choice, maybe a highlighter you'll never use, and let's dive into today's bookish mayhem. So, for context, if you've never used Goodreads, it's essentially a book review app that focuses on the social aspects of reading, and, almost incidentally, functions as a library tracker. Since it's owned by Amazon, it integrates seamlessly with the Kindle app, making reviews as easy as filling in the pop-up questionnaire at the end of a book. None of the apps I tested were quite as seamless, and the paywalls left a lot to be desired. This is by no means a comprehensive list. Most of these are getting deleted, and so I'll be able to test out more of them, but these are my honest, unpaid opinions. The 7 apps I've tested so far are Bookmary, Book Tracker, Bookly, Bookshelf, Margins, TBR Bookshelf, and Storygraph. Let's start with the first app to disappoint, Bookshelf. Originally, I really liked it. While it's a bit plain to look at, the user interface is uncomplicated and simple to use. You can search by title, author, or ISBN. The questionnaire-style book edition makes it easy to change the format and track whether a book is owned or borrowed. It has a built-in timer to track your reading time, and said timer shows up live on your lock screen with buttons to pause it or change notes. It even seems to have an unlimited number of books you can add. The glaring flaw? With the free version, you can only log 3 reading sessions a week. And I can't figure out for the life of me how to rate a book without it being linked to a reading session. So, Bookshelf, you could have been great, but you just annoyed me. The next disappointment was Book Tracker. It had a lot of the positive features of Bookshelf, plus it had the ability to import data from other reading apps, a barcode scanning book edition option, and a way to track books you've loaned out. Interestingly, it rates books out of 10 stars instead of 5, with the option for half stars. I did notice significantly more friction when changing the format on a book, or even just trying to rate read books. But the real issue is that you can only add 5 books before the paywall kicks in and you can't add anymore. So, Book Tracker, you had potential. I was willing to overlook the friction to be able to track books I've loaned out, but then you went and restricted me to 5 books, and I'd rather spend my $16 on a new book. Finally, on the disappointing list is Bookly. Bookly had a lot of the features of the previous 2, plus it encourages note-taking and journaling. It gives you achievements to share, lets you profile the characters in excruciating detail, and it gives you 13 additional rating categories such as heartfelt, predictability, quote, tier, and humor. And yet again, the free version only allows you to add 10 books. And the pro version is much more expensive than $16 for your lifetime. Bookly, you were cool, if a bit preteen for me, but man, $150 for a lifetime subscription seems a bit steep. Honorable mention goes to TBR Bookshelf. So far, I haven't found anything critical behind their paywall, aside from being able to track reading progress as you read on individual books, but I am a bit confused though. Completing books earns you gems, and I'm not entirely sure why. Out of the 7 books, I did have 3 keepers: Bookmary, Margins, and Storygraph. Margins would be a perfect choice if you're looking for a low-stimulation book tracker with lots of list options. You can import your Goodreads data, and it's super easy to add books to you're currently reading. It gives you the option of half stars and lets you search by vibes. And I haven't hit a book limit yet, but it is only available in the App Store right now. It is not available in the Google Play Store. There is a waiting list you can sign up for, which I immediately did as soon as I switched phones to an Android, but it's not currently available, which was a huge bummer. Bookmary is more of an academic vibe than Margins is. It uses a questionnaire format to add books to your currently reading, making it really easy to update the format or other book details. It also lets you add books by barcode, track your purchases, and books that you've borrowed. You can set a timer to track your reading time, and it automatically prompts you to rate and review your book upon completion. Plus, it gives you confetti when you finish a book, which is amazing. You can import data from a ton of apps, and fingers crossed, I haven't hit a limit on the number of books you can add yet. The only drawbacks are you can't rate with half stars, and there are occasional ads. Look at that! You've made it to the last app. The winner of the most similar to Goodreads contest that none of you knew we were having is, drumroll please, Storygraph. I've actually been using Storygraph for a couple years since I got annoyed with Goodreads. Overall, I really like it. It is a bit more difficult to add books as each new format, audiobook, ebook, etc., has to be added as its own individual new book. And it doesn't have a timer, which was a feature I didn't know I needed. But it's really easy to add your progress. There's no limit on books, and you get to see all sorts of graphs and analytics about the types of books that you're reading. And it's the only app out of the 7 with a social focus. So you can interact with other readers, see other people's reviews, they can see your reviews, and you can even do challenges and buddy reads with other people. I'm still looking for something like Book Tracker or Bookshelf to track the books that I own, so I'll be testing out more apps. Let me know if there's an app you think I should check out, whether it's like one of those two or just another review app that you think is cool. And that's a wrap on this chapter. If your TBR pile isn't teetering yet, clearly you found a good app to help organize it for you. Hit that like button like a plot twist you didn't see coming, subscribe for more literary shenanigans, and remember, T is for scandals, ink is for reading apps. Spill accordingly. Stay curious, stay quirky, and I'll see you between the lines.